Time is the golden key. Benjamin Franklin, who was born as the 10th son of a soap and candle maker with 17 children, put innumerable skills such as summer and wintertime practices, political and cultural achievements in his life, and left a mark in different fields. Gave an important advice to those who asked the secret of his success. If you love your life, do not waste your time, because time is life itself. Indeed, we sometimes think about how unfair the things we encounter in our life or what we are given are. But what is most justly given to all of us is time. A day is 24 hours for all people. What matters is what we do during that time, how we evaluate the time. One day is a fortune worth 24 gold coins. Using it effectively is the most profitable way. For a human being who has ideals, how this equal time is used is often our advantage or disadvantage against other people in the conditions of the modern world in which we are in competition. That is why time is the only wealth that cannot be regained. If it is evaluated well, its fruits appear as a reward. For example, contemplate the time you spend in front of a TV with your head between your hands. Think about what you watch and what it adds to you while you spend this time. When you get together with your friends, sometimes some of your conversations, which you think you have for the sake of communication, steal your time. How long you stay at the dinner table or how many hours you sleep. The time that comes out at the end of this contemplation is in a way the answer to the excuse of "I don't have time" that causes the reproach, "I want to do too many things, but..." Moreover, it is another reality that time passes irrevocably and rapidly for humans, who are biological beings. There is a beautiful story in Mevlana's Masnavi. A man sows thorns by the roadside. When the thorns grow and develop, they begin to disturb passers-by. The passers-by constantly tell him to remove these thorns so they do not bother people. The man hears them but ignores them. One day he is warned by a Sufi dervish he meets, "Make sure to remove these thorns." When he is warned, he says, "Yes, I will definitely remove them one day." The man postpones what he will do by saying, "Tomorrow, tomorrow," and the thorns grow and become stronger. When the dervish comes back one day, seeing that the thorns are still in place and growing, he says, "Oh, man who does not keep his promise, remove those thorns. Do not let this thing drag on." The man answers, "Dear father, there are many days. If not today, I will definitely do this job tomorrow." Thereupon the dervish says, "You are always postponing this by saying tomorrow. But know that every day those thorns grow and get stronger, and you, who will remove the thorns, are losing strength. The thorns are getting younger day by day, and you are getting older." The part of the story is that the concept we call time is the most important resource that cannot be priced. Moreover, even if you want it to be different, it flows in the rhythm of its own nature without hesitation, rest, or waiting, staying true to its own laws. We cannot buy it, save it, borrow it, and steal it, no matter how wealthy we are. But we get it stolen from us. So all we can do is fill it, preventing it from being stolen from us. Einstein, who was born in Ulm, South Germany, and is still considered one of the most intelligent people today, put forward very important theories in the field of physics, and was most interested in the subject of time. In fact, unlike the lives and childhoods of some of the exemplary names I wrote before, he was the child of a family that could be considered wealthy. His father was the owner of a small electrochemical factory. His mother, who was passionately attached to music, surrounded her whole world with her piano and Beethoven compositions. Einstein's development process in his childhood years seriously worried the family. Especially his late speech was a serious cause of uneasiness. Moreover, he was an introvert, avoiding socializing, preferring not to mix with his peers and especially hating school life. To him, school was just a boring stone building where he was constantly taught to memorize something. In this period, when the idea of leaving school was developing, his uncle came to his rescue. He made him love algebra and geometry. Geometry seemed to fascinate Albert. Years later, he would summarize how his uncle changed his life as follows. "I cannot forget two important events in my childhood. One is the mystery that I found on a compass gifted by my uncle when I was 5 years old. And the other is Euclidean geometry, which I met when I was 12. I should not be expected that a person was not fascinated by this geometry in his youth could make a brilliant breakthrough in theoretical science in the future. It was Einstein who realized that the time our body perceives is more precise than the time shown by the clock on the wall. So the calendar on the wall was not the only calendar that took its source from astronomical events. This meant that using time efficiently and well did not mean working longer and harder. It meant arranging time and work in a systematic and clever way. So the real problem is not the lack of time, but the waste of it with unqualified tendencies, because time is a golden key that can open any door. When you go through a hard period, when everything seems to oppose you, when you feel you cannot bear one more minute, never give up. Hazreti Mevlana. Stay away from negative people. They find a problem for every solution. Hasan YILDIZ. You are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. James Allen. One of the greatest discoveries a man makes, one of his great surprises, is to find he can do what he was afraid he couldn't do. Henry Ford.